Go for it. All you.
Okay, hello and good evening, everybody. For those who don't know me, my name is Michael. I'm the head coach of the Austrian men's national flag football team. I'm also president and former quarterback of the Vienna Constables, which is one of the bigger clubs in Austria. First of all, you may excuse my hopefully not so bad English. If you don't understand anything due to my pronunciation, please just ask. We'll figure that out. I want to thank Devin for the opportunity here and also for him making this event happen. Also, thanks to you for attending and taking your time. I think it's very important for us as a flag football community to reach out to each other, to share knowledge, just to grow our sport. We're still a very young sport and the connections might not be there. But I think if we stick together and connect on those clinics and events like that, we just can improve ourselves, our sport, and our players. I'm in flag football now for 17 years, but I think I still can learn something every day. So new is here, something, a new side of something to look differently on the other side. The sport keeps evolving, so I think this connections and this sharing is very important. So what I want to speak today about just late with the PowerPoint. Just first slide already gone. So what do we have today? What I want to talk about is concepts and play designs that we see in flag football. I want to make it brief and compact, so there's enough time for questions you might have. As I understand in the audience, the experience is widespread, so if you have any questions, I'm happy to take them. Best case scenario, I'll address them and give a sufficient answer. If I cannot, maybe some of the more experienced guys want to chime in and then give their point of view in that, and we have a discussion to have a solution on the question. So what we have in flag football today, I'll talk about concepts that includes also route assignments for the individual receivers and play designs. We'll look at some of my favorite plays and how they turn out. So what do we have for concepts in flag football? Basically, I guess as I've watched it with two ideas in flag football, and that always was very obvious, I think, at the last World Championships in Israel back in December, with the Americans winning, Mexico, Panama taking the other medals. Their style of play surely was very successful approach. And what did they do? Basically, they took advantage of their athletic abilities. They built their offense around one-on-one matchups, basically. So they're just saying, my guy is better than your guy, and I'm just slinging it out there, and my guy will come down with the ball, and that's it for the most part of it. If you have those guys to make the plays, great, just do it. If you don't, well, not so great, but you don't have to just sit back and watch them take over the game. You will be still able to compete on a high level if you take another approach. And so did Italy. They had their MVP guy, of course, who was on one-on-one matchups, but they also used schemes to march down the field. And a good scheme is what you'll need if you have don't have those high potential athletes on your team. Maybe if you watch the NFL, last weekend. Nobody probably would argue that Jimmy Garoppolo is a better quarterback than Aaron Rodgers is, but with Kyle Shanahan scheming plays around this offense, around a limited quarterback, he's still very successful. So a good scheme can help you if you don't have the athletes. So what do we have? Which schemes we have? We have this run and gun, run and shoot offense, as I talked, where you just put the ball up. But then you have those schemes you can work with, and I'll go into them.
I mean, no.
Okay. There's the flood concept, then you have a stretch concept, and you have a mesh concept basically. And I will want to show these concepts based on some plays to give you an impression what I'm talking about. Just switch over to the whiteboard because it's easier to so first I want to talk about the flood concept and the name in itself. I hope you can see all my screen. Yes, okay. If we have just a normal spread formation here with the flanker on the right side, the flood concept, what is it doing? The word stands for itself, I guess. You want to flood a zone, so you want to overload a side of the field where you expect like 2 defensive players. You want to send 3 offensive receivers to this part of the field to just create this overloading flood. So basic play you will probably all know is you have a go route on the outside, you have 10 out on from slot receiver, and you have 5 out from the center, all to the right side. So you basically would assume that there is one defender for the short zone, one defender for the deep zone, and you have the same probably on the other side. You have one guy, of course, who is awake going to blitz. So what you want to do is you make those guys on the right side, those 2 guys, want to choose which defender, which receiver they want to cover, and it's an easy read probably for the quarterback because there are only 2 guys and 3 receivers, so the one receiver has to be or should be open to get a pass to. So probably the most most of the times you will have the deep defender getting on this go route to cover the deep end of the field, and then it's basically the short zone guy who is deciding, is he going here or is he going here, and whichever he decides, he makes a mistake because the other one will be left open, and for the other side they're very late to come back on the right side of the field. We have one more receiver on the back side. We have there's I will talk about that in a moment. You can give him a post comeback. You can give him a post as well. I'll come to his task a little later. So that would basically be a flat concept. So what you want to do is just overloading one side of the field. So you gotta expect or basically know the defense in front of you, and if they're playing like this, a cover 2, you want to just attack one side with 3 receivers. So then I mentioned another one, and the other one would be a stretch concept, and stretch as well in its name says a lot for what it's supposed to do. We have again a spread formation on the right side. What we want to do here is again on the back side, I'll come to that because it's the same as on the flat. You want to give a post or a post comeback. That's for you to decide. But on the other side, we're doing a short out, 5 out from the center again. The slot receiver will attack the deep end on the field. That's like those modern day NFL offenses. So there's this vertical threat you probably have on various plays. And what you want to do is you attack all areas of a field. So you attack the deep zone, you attack the right side of the field, you attack the left side of the field with the backside guy, and all that you want to do because you want to create a lot of space in between, and where this space is coming open. If you have this deep defender going away, if you have the sidelines covered, then the middle of the field probably will get open, and that's what the right outside guy will go to. He will go on a post comeback and find this soft spot right in the middle of the field. When again you have a short zone defender who will probably go to this out route of the center. We have again a deep zone who good advised to cover this goal. And you have on the other side again the 2 zones, and working again to the right side of the field gonna be relate or hard to do to recognize that. So you definitely not going for the home run ball here with the goal or the post on the other side, but you would just want to stretch the field in all dimensions. Deep zone, right, left, short. So really to create space in between all those zones and try to take advantage of the size of the field, really. So, and the third one I'll come into is the mesh concept. And the mesh concept really is nothing different than crossing routes. And you can cross routes obviously from all over the field. The easiest mesh concept will probably be you have a slant route here. If you have out over it, so those 2 defenders, those 2 receivers, sorry, are crossing their routes, and on the other side you probably just make post and corner combinations, so they're crossing here as well, and you will assume, right, that this is mostly against man-to-man coverage, so you want to get rid of your defender marking you and crossing through traffic, so the defender can't follow you on your route. You also want to use that kind of play if you have shifty receivers. You want to give them the ball early in traffic so they can do or they can make something happen with the ball in their hands and gain yardage with a short pass as well. So that would be probably the basic ideas of schemes you can use. sure enough, you can mix those concepts up and combine them, have elements of one and elements of the other to combine them. I'll show a play later on to illustrate that a little bit. But also should be what should be a concern of yours should be the teaching of your receivers on what assignment they have on a given play and on how to fulfill their task on a specific route. Because a receiver will only run a good route if he knows what he has to do and what the purpose of the play is. And again, I would like to show this on some plays to illustrate that. There are three assignments a receiver might have on a play. That would be a clear assignment, a stretch assignment, or also you can have an independent assignment or maybe a semi-independent assignment. And let's go back to this flood play we had before. I'll draw it up right here again. So we had this go on the outside, the two outs on different yardage, and we can forget about the let's try it up, the backside receiver. But if we watch the go route on the right side, what would his assignment be? His assignment definitely is a clear assignment because all he has to do is clear out the way, clear out the defender in the deep zone. So there's absolutely no way of him stopping or slowing down, maybe behind the short zone defender. So there's no chance that the pass is going before the safety in this window, because he has just to make sure to go as quickly as possible downfield to address the deep zone. Because what happens if he slows down and if he stays in this area, it just breaks up the play, because the out route will not gonna work because there are two receivers basically on the same spot. That's killing the play. So that's absolutely something you want your receiver not to do. And if he doesn't know that he has a clear assignment, maybe he'll wait for the ball to come here, because on another play that might be his job to slow down and wait for this window, for the ball in this window. So sure enough, it's very individual on every play, on every route, on every play. So you want to make sure your receiver does understand what he's supposed to do on the play, so the play will finally work out. I said before, I'll talk about the backside guy later. I'll do that now. I said if it does a post or a post comeback or even just a 10 stop on this play, it doesn't make any difference, because his assignment is an independent assignment, or maybe we would call it a semi-independent assignment, because there is some limits of what he can do, and this limit would be he just don't have the right to cross onto the other side of the field to interfere with the flood concept on the right side. But if he stays on the left side of the field, he can do almost whatever he'd like to do, or you as a play designer can make sure what your quarterback wants. Does he want a post comeback as a safety, last option read for a safety throw, or another deep chance to get the ball on a post? But as I said, he just can't cross over to the right side. So that would be already 2 assignments a guy receiver has can have. The stretch assignment is yeah, like the stretch play. Here again, the sender with the 5 out. We want to make sure that he understands he gotta go as quickly as possible to the sideline. There is no waiting here or slowing down to get a quick pass after a cut. No, he just should just get out to the sideline, because if he stays here in this area, there is no way to throw this post comeback to get this middle of the field open. So whatever he may do on a 5 out on another play, in this play he's got to make sure to get out to the sideline, to make room in the middle of the field, to get away his defender. He got this stretch assignment to stretch the field right in this this direction. And as I said for the flood play before, also here the backside receiver again with an semi-independent assignment. His task is to make sure his defender stays at his side of the field. So on the left side, attack the left side, make the post, make it even a go, make it just a hook on the left side. That's up to you. You can be creative on that one. Important on the right side of the field here. You will assume that the slot receiver again has a clear assignment. So again, he needs to gain yards as quickly as possible. So maybe I just want to make a short break here if there are any questions at this point on this concept and this route assignments.
I don't see any questions in the chat at the moment.
Okay, perfect. Then I'll just go from here. What you also need to think about is what is your goal actually when you design a play. Sure enough, your ultimate goal will be a touchdown and win the game. That's for sure. But you have to make some homework before that, and that would be you got to make the catch, obviously. But even before that, you got to bring your players in the best position to make the catch, and that's where the play designs come in. If you have a good play design and your receiver gets open by design, he has an easier catch. Therefore, the probability to complete a catch and to move the chains or gain yardage, is getting higher if you're giving your receivers easier catches. And how do you scheme right? Is you gotta need to understand what the defense is trying to do. The defense is trying to do basically one thing. As you're in flag football, you're playing 4 against 4. One guy's blitzing, one guy's the quarterback, and you have basically 4 pair of players going one-on-one. The defense main focus will be to identify their receiver. So every of these 4 defenders gotta make sure which is his receiver. So as an offense, you want to counter that, of course. and give them as little information as possible, and delay it whenever you can, even further after the snap. So what you're gonna have to do, of course, is scout your defense you're playing against, and recognize what kind of defense they're playing. Are they playing man-to-man a lot of the times? Then you might most of the time consider some mesh concepts to beat them. Are they playing a lot of cover two? Then you might want to go more on flood plays to counter that. Are they playing one single high safety? Are they playing some kind of combo where the receivers are handed over? So that's really something you should keep in mind when it starts when you start on your whiteboard to design a play, because I think Vince Lombardi said it best on chalk. Every play works, but if you go in on the field and you're seeing something very different than your play is countering, then maybe the best play doesn't help so much. And often you don't have an even start from a blank sheet. For example, if I can go back one more time to this flop play, we already have seen it now 2 times. Just want to show you how you can operate and make your life maybe a little bit easier. So that's a play probably in every flag football playbook at some point of time. But of course, the defense are knowing it too. So what we did some time ago is just to switch 2 routes that wouldn't make a difference on the flood concept in principle, but gives you a new nuance and the defense a new look. So what you want to do, or what we did, is we just switched the center and the slot route for the slot to take over this 5 out, and the center coming in late behind on the 10 out, or also to the right side. So basically nothing changes. You still have 3 receivers on the right side. You're still making the defense to choose between those 3 receivers. But maybe what we learned is you have easier or quicker responsibility check for this short guy, because he sees that short out, he jumps right on it. So that leaves very much space right in between, always assuming this deep safety will cover the go route. If he doesn't, and if he jumps on this out route, yeah, your quarterback probably or hopefully will see the open go for the home run ball. But certainly that's not the most of the times that's happened. So that's something I wanted to show. You just don't have to clear it all out or erase the play and start from blank, but you really can use your plays that are working and work just on a few routes to adapt them.
Es decir, depende de nosotros como adultos qué es lo que les vamos a enseñar a los niños para que se puedan desarrollar en toda esta parte que es el desarrollo integral.
My Spanish is not very good, but I don't think that was a question. If there are any questions, please, no problem. Okay, so you don't need to overthink plays with just small changes. Sometimes you can get good results out of the play. So let's have a closer look at some more flop plays because they're really working just fine. Of course, you can help your route concepts always with different formations as well. So if you don't want to do it all from a spread formation, that's perfectly fine. For example, let's look at a play from a trips formation. We have just the trips on the right side. What you can do is probably on the right side of the field, there's always also already so much traffic because all the defenders are gonna move in to the right side as well. So you want to work the left side of the field and want to flood those left side of the field. So you just keep one guy to the right to give a little misdirection, and then cross it over with a post with a 10 in from the slot, with a shallow cross from the left receiver. And again, the concept is still the same. You still have 1, 2, 3 zones you're attacking on different parts of the field. So you're flooding again this left side, where you probably have two defenders on that left side, and you're overloading it with three receivers. Or another one, which you can also do, is again, you have a trips formation to the right side. Then you let this guy, the outside guy, clear it out. Maybe one-on-one matchup. You want to have a quick look. If it goes well, take it. If it doesn't, you come back to the flood concept in the middle of the field, or to the left side actually. So you go in a corner route from the center to attack this deep left zone. Then you come in on a 10 in with the slot guy and the left receiver come in again on the shallow cross. There again, you can. There's no problem if you say we have a shifty guy here in the slot. We want to let him run this shallow cross. We go the big receiver taking the middle of the field on this 10 in route. So again, the same result. You're taking.
En la madera del cuerpo de Dios.
Son los.
Okay, that would be some examples that really working great from the trips formation. But play I really like is from a 3 tight formation. Yeah, no problem. So my excuse, I'm always switching the colors here. Don't get confused about the colors. So what we have here is 3 tight formation with one guy on the left side again attacking deep zone, keeping the safety on this side busy. Maybe again one-on-one chance, but what really we want to do is flooding the right side this time. So we go in a post on from the left tight receiver. We go in a 10 out from the right guy and a 5 out underneath from the center. That's a play we we really used very often with the Vienna Constables, which really worked very well because what is the defense gonna do here? Probably the position kind of this. The one guy it's probably blitzing, so you have the four defenders. Short zone probably covered with a short defender here, but then again you have this DB gotta choose between this and this route, and if he takes the deep route, which he probably should do, there's very much space here, so that's really a very easy throw for your quarterback to make. If this defender is choosing to come with this guy, then who's staying with the number one here? It's probably this, but this DB already has a bad angle because he's on the outside shoulder of this post cut, and he's always trailing behind. So if you have a quarterback who can throw the ball, just put it out there, just in front, hit the receiver in stride. That's something probably this safety from the left side will never cover. Or will hardly cover. So as I said, that's a play. I can remember one game we played this play, I guess 5 or 6 times, and 4 out of this 6 times this deep ball was open, and we gained like 2 touchdowns and big yardage through that, and the other attempts we had this 10 out for at least 15 yards as well. So that was really a great play. I thought we had in our playbook. Sure enough, if you play all over, the defense will know it by now. But it should show you can just run this flood concept out of different formations, and you can help with your formation to disguise, to redirect your defense. The first step, maybe important first step, to the wrong side, and you can counter basic defense, which is probably a cover 2 defense with such plays. Yeah, the concept with flood, as you have seen by now, probably is just overload one side of the field. Sure enough, you need to practice it so everybody knows what to do. So if you have a good idea, maybe you draw it up and run it in practice. And if it doesn't work, yeah, you go back to the drawing board, of course. But if you keep in mind those concept rules I've been talking about, those assignments, then probably you have a good chance of having a play that works on the field as well. As when I see it right, we have two chat questions. Okay.
I don't think we have any.
Still works way too often, yeah. That's sure. Yeah. So that's just some examples to illustrate those concepts I've talked about. Now, I just to end this session, I want to just go to some of my favorite plays where you probably see all those concepts I've been talking about. Obviously, I liked all those plays I've been talking about already, as they really were working very well. When I say favorite plays, don't expect now some championship winning blueprint here. It's just probably some of them you will already know because the basic idea behind it is not that new. Maybe yeah, the first play you will ask maybe why is he drawing that up? That's nothing special. Just want to show you something with this play. It's just a basic all stop play. And you might not have thought about it often or in detail, but actually this is a flood play as well, because what you're doing is you're flooding the short zone with 4 defenders when you probably will expect there is only 2 short defenders in this short zone. So you're playing basically not 3 on 2 like I talked before, but you're more playing 4 against 2, which gives you just another more chance of completing the play. So you can also modify and make it 10 stops instead of 5. You can make it on 7 yards. Just as timing will work out with your quarterback. Does he prefer a shotgun? Does he stand under center and make a drop back? So you can vary on those plays. And the good thing about this, you can adjust like on the run. So if you have an aggressive defense coming down and aggressively defending the stop, you might just want to consider playing it again, but on the outside, you're making a stop and a go. So if the aggressive defender coming up to defend this annoying stop that he saw like 3 or 4 times, he will maybe just go towards the stop and just break out and go upfield on the outside. Of course, both sides of the ball, or maybe on the center where it would be least expected. But yeah, that's a play. Maybe or definitely it's the play I've called or played the most in my entire career, because it gives you just a high percentage completion rate. It's a safe play. It's easy to read for your quarterback, and you can use it like once in a game for sure. Still, even if it's wide known. So another play I like would be this. We can have a 3 tight formation with 3 receivers in the middle of the field. You want to let this outside guy cross on 4 or 5 yards over the field. You want to stretch a little bit out with the post from the left side. And again, you want to attack the far side of the field as well. And what it brings up is a 10 stop from the center itself. I talked earlier about a play which combines more of the concepts I've talked about, and basically here in this play you have a little bit of all those concepts place. You have this crossing route, this short cross through all the formation, through the traffic in the middle. That's a little mesh concept here. then of course you attack the deep ball, the deep side of the field. You go into the sideline, you stretch it out, which creates really a big hole in the middle, because the defenders are going in all directions, and most of the times forgetting that there is stop just in the middle of the field, because it's probably a bit delayed from the center. And also you can see all receivers come to the end of the routes. It's a flat concept as well, so you're attacking the right side of the field also. So that gives you really a good impression of molding all those elements together to create really play where you have all kinds of assignments for your guys to work with. And the last play I want to show you is again spread play. To conclude a little bit from what I said at the beginning, this run and shoot element. So if you have a little bit of athleticism on your team, you might want to use this play as well. So what you have here is basically 4 routes where you attack your defenders. So it's a little bit more one-on-one matchups than scheming plays. But again, you're stretching it really out in all angles. You want to make sure on every play your receivers don't stick together on the same spot. So the stretch element is really key when you're designing a play. And here again, if you have an athletic guy on the post, you will have the chance to get this shot. You have a timing route on the left side with this comeback. Your quarterback and receiver can work on and make good completion. You have a short outlet here on the center if there's nothing else. But again, saw the principle earlier. You have a defender here, and if he jumps down with this in its back, this zone will get open. So if he comes down here on the post comeback or just finds the little soft spot here on the field, it should be a good target for your quarterback as well. So yeah, I would slowly come to an end now. Finally, most important thing I want to recommend to you is that you just keep open-minded when it comes to coaching, and especially when creating plays and that you're sitting in front of your white sheet of to design something. When I started flag football, as I said, 17 years ago, there wasn't much out there with sources to take from. But in the meantime, there's so much sources out there. I mean, I can just go to the internet, go to YouTube, go to social media. You will find, just can Google stuff. You'll find a lot of content where you just need to be a bit creative. Most of the time, probably it's going to be some tackle football content, but you can use this and take away what you need for your situation. If you see a drill, if you see a play, if you see a concept in a play, you might just want to think about it and yeah, be creative on what it can do for your game design in flag football. The principles basically in tackle are not so different. Sure, they have a helmet on and pads on. They have run plays, blocking, but leave that aside. You'll find a lot of good stuff. All the tackle football, which you can adapt if you just keep open-minded, and we're just standing, waiting for the bus or the underground. Scrolling to your timeline to see a video. Just think about how to use it. That does work for me. Good enough, I would say. So that's something I want to address as well. So thank you for listening. I hope there was something to grab for you. If there are any questions or you want to discuss something, please, no problem. Just raise your hand. I'll try to get rid of this blue screen here. So yeah, thank you very much.
Hey, Michael.
Yeah.
So I just wanted to, I didn't get a chance to, one second. I was hoping to keep the white screen up, but I was kind of maybe to get you, I know you used to have loads of opening plays besides your hitches, where you used out of your 3 tight. There's maybe a couple plays you can show for opening starter plays from first down that you used to like besides just hitches?
Yeah, haven't got my wrist coach at my disposal right now, but I'll come maybe from memory something. Give me a second here.
It's a question we get a lot in the group.
Yeah,
so maybe
yeah, I can send you afterwards, and you can share it. I'm sure I can give some ideas. Maybe it comes to mind is this one. So if you have again 3 tight.
and then it doesn't have to be opening plays, but I mean 3 tight, but whatever you use to use
Yeah.
for opening plays.
So I guess something like this. So we have corner on this receiver. We have a shortstop here. We have a 10 out on the left side, and this one is just making a little bit of double movement, turning to the right side, faking and out to the right side, but coming back right here. So as you would assume, this side or the middle of the field is open because the defender usually defending this guy will say at the first side, yeah, well, perfect, coming right into my space, and then he's just trailing again. So that would come to mind. Another play really I liked is this one. So you have kind of a delay on this receiver. So depending on where the blitz is coming from, you want to let the blitz going in front of this right receiver on this short cross, just to let the defense forget about him. If the blitz, let me just erase that one. If the blitz is coming from an angle like this, you gotta of course go before. But again, that will keep short zone defender this side very busy, and then again deep safety will cover the deep go route, and the center has a good chance of finding very open space right here on this out route. So that's a play also we used a lot because
It's a tough play. It's a tough play to stop.
Yeah, especially if you have an athletic guy at center. You just also need to think about where is your guys, what can they do, how quick are they. We learned, and Devin, you of course know it, with Flip at the Constables on the center position. We had a guy who can do it all, really. He was fast, he was big, could move around. So we learned that having a good guy on the center position gives you really a lot of edge on a lot of plays, because usually you put a slower guy on the center position, and the fast guys to the outside for the go routes. But you might want to consider taking into account some of the strengths you have on the team, and vary a little bit on the positions to find a good mix. As I said, for us it would work just about fine. Yeah.
Mike, I have no more questions. Does anybody else have questions? Just you can unmute yourself and ask a question if you like. Okay, that's it. There's no questions, Mike.
Yeah, thank you very much for listening, and as I said at the beginning, let's keep in touch. Let's reach out to each other, improve our game, improve our knowledge, to compete really at the highest level, and hopefully 2028 we'll see some flag football at the Olympics.
Yes, sir.
Which would be great, of course.
Yes, sir. Appreciate it, Michael. Thank you guys for all the guys for attending. Yeah, thank you guys for attending. We'll do the same thing next week.
Perfect. Have a good night. Thank you.
Cheers.